Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Laura Bakewell and here we bake things pretty well. Today for day 16 of Bakemas, we're going to be making some gingerbread cookies. So let's get close and comfy and let's bake together.
Alright, so today we are going to be doing our gingerbread cookies. And honestly, what says Christmas besides gingerbread? So this cookie dough recipe will make a lot of cookies. I usually make this batch to also make a gingerbread house for us to decorate. So whenever I tell you it's like 7 cups of flour, it's going to be a lot of cookies. So just keep that in mind. If you want to, you can divide it in half or by a fourth. I like to store my dough in my freezer, so if I need any more cookies, I can just roll it out and bake. But to my 7 cups of flour, I'm going to go ahead and add my baking soda, my ginger, my cloves, my allspice, my cinnamon, and my salt. We're just going to mix all of our dried ingredients together. Let's do a nice little whisk. And then we will set that to the side. And now in the bowl of our stand mixer, we're going to add our brown sugar, our shortening, which will act as our fat or like our butter, and then we're going to add molasses. And then we're going to add our cold water. And we're just going to have this mix on the stand mixer until combined. Start out slow. That water will slosh. Let's clean all this up. Alright, so once all that has come together or is combined, basically all of your shortening is not a clump anymore. We're going to go ahead and start adding our dry ingredients. Once I see that this has started to incorporate really well, I start adding more. Alright. Go ahead and dump it out onto our table. Alright. Moving my table. Okay. So here's our dough. And like I said, I will divide this up a little bit just so that I have some dough for now and some dough for later. So I'll probably just take about half of it so that I can also make a gingerbread house with it. And I'm just going to wrap these up. Do a little bit of plastic wrap. Just wrap this up. And it's going to go into the fridge for about 2 hours to chill. And just for all that gingerbread flavor to just deepen. Because you know, whenever you make cookie dough, the longer that you let it sit, the better the cookie tastes, because all the flavors are combining really well. And the taste of the cookies just deepen in flavor. So, 2 hours to chill. Okay, guys, so our dough has been in the fridge chilling for over 2 hours. So now I'm just going to go ahead and sprinkle a little bit of flour on my work surface. I have my oven preheated to 350. Now we're just going to go ahead, and this right here, this is half of my dough. The other half is still in the fridge. So I'm just going to put a little bit more flour on there. And I'm just going to roll these into about probably somewhere between 1/4 of an inch and 1/8 of an inch. And I'm constantly moving my dough around so that it doesn't stick in one spot. I've got my dough rolled out. So I have these little cutters. These are my little gingerbread family. Got little kids. These are for my gingerbread house cutting kit. And I've had them for well over 10 years. And this is what I use to make our gingerbread house every year. Me and my husband will decorate a house together. So I'm going to cut out the house first. Each piece needs 2 pieces. So there's those 2. And this is for the roof. Got a smaller rectangle for the sides. Alright. So I'll just put all of these on the tray. If any of these pieces end up coming out wonky, I'll just shave them with a grater on the sides just to make them flat. Right, there's our walls and our roof. This is the front and the back. You could actually use a smaller template too. I've taken a template offline and printed it, and I've used that before. So it's just a smaller house if you just wanted to do a smaller house, or if you don't want to do a house at all. Now we are going to be re-rolling our dough and making little gingerbread people out of it. I'm going to go ahead and throw this into the oven at 350 for about, it's between 10 to 12 minutes. These are probably going to be in there a little bit longer, 12 to 16, somewhere around there. So pop these in. Start that at 12. And we'll roll this one out. Now I will say the more flour that you add to this, the harder the dough is going to be. So just remember that you don't want to put a whole lot of flour onto it. Alright, and now I'm going to cut little gingerbread people out of this. You can use whatever cutters you have. It's nice for them to be somewhat around the same size so that whenever you put them on the tray, they'll all bake at the same time. Just keep cutting out gingerbread families. Kind of really wish that I had like a husky cookie cutter, because I would have 2 little huskies in my gingerbread family. I'm going to use my little bench scraper to get some of these off. There we go. Got a bigger tray for the kids. Alright, and there we go. Now we'll pop these into the oven at 350 for about 10 to 12 minutes. Alright guys, so here are our gingerbread. They just came out of the oven. They've been in there for about 15 minutes. Just whenever you press on them, just give like a light little press. You want to make sure that it bounces back. That means that they're done. So now I'm just going to take these off of the tray and put them onto a wire rack. Now once these cooled, you can decorate them if you would like to. Sometimes we'll decorate them and add them to our little gingerbread house. Or you can just eat them as is. Sometimes I'll just give them like a nice little face and like little buttons. And I'll put these in a little package and send them to some of my friends or family. Because a lot of these bakes, I'll do like a huge bake day, and then I'll package all the stuff up together into like little boxes or bags. Alright, and there are my little gingerbread people. Just gonna let these cool, and then we can munch. Also, if you happen to be making the gingerbread house, mine have been in the oven for, let's see, probably about 16 to 18 minutes. It's just the same with this. You want them to bounce back whenever you press on them. You could let it go for a little bit longer just because you do want that gingerbread to be really stiff and sturdy. So whenever you make it into a house, you don't have to worry about the walls collapsing or anything from it being a soft cookie. Pro tips. But I'm not a pro. Laura tips.
Alright, there you have it guys. Delicious gingerbread cookies. If you want these to be softer cookies, just make sure that you leave them in the oven a little bit less time. So if you're doing 10 to 12 minutes, I would just stop at the 10 minutes and it'll be a nice soft gingerbread cookie. These are quite hard, which is exactly what I wanted because we're going to be decorating them and putting them together for our gingerbread house. So I will make sure to put a picture of our gingerbread house either at the end of this video or I'll put a post up on YouTube somewhere. Thank you for joining me in the kitchen for another day of Bakemas. I will see you tomorrow. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.